Hey guys, it's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today. I posted on my Instagram one of those little question boxes, said I was going to do a Q&A, so I'm going to be answering some of your questions today and I'm super excited. My really good friend Olivia is actually behind the camera, so if I laugh and everything, that's probably because she's making me laugh. And she's also here today. She's going to ask me your questions and I'm so thankful for her. So thank you for being here today, Olivia. Love you.
Hi.
And also, we got our nice hot chocolate. It is a Saturday and we're just chilling out, having a great time. So yeah, all right, let's get to your questions.
How old are you?
I am 17 years old and I turned 18 in January.
What was the best part of your Team Canada experience?
Oh, that's really hard. So first of all, I was away for basically 3 weeks. I went to Niagara, Slovenia, and Egypt, and there were just so many amazing things that happened. I think I am obligated to say that the pyramids were probably the coolest part of my experience in Egypt. It was really cool. We got to go inside. If you haven't seen the Egypt vlog, I will link it down below. But yeah, that was really cool. Like, this group of girls was just so amazing, and I was so blessed that I got to work with them and be their captain. So I was so honored, and getting to know them and getting coached by our amazing coaching staff was probably the best part of the experience for me.
Lauren, what would you say to people who want to improve their setting skills?
On the national team, a lot of the focus was like finishing your hands where you want the ball to go, keeping a high contact point, and those are some things that I'm actually working on. Yeah, like finish your hands where you want the ball to go. Don't let them drop after, like keep your window there, and then yeah, that should be good.
If you could play at a high level in another sport, which one would it be?
I think maybe basketball. Like when I was younger, I played basketball for like my elementary school team, but just logistically, like I'm thinking the skills are probably most transferable, so probably basketball.
What's a lesson you'd say to your younger self?
Oh, this is getting deep. This is like kind of cliche, but like I guess don't be so hard on yourself. I think over high school especially, I spent a lot of time like stressing about every single part of my life, whether that was school or volleyball or anything else that I was really dedicated to doing. And I think that within that, I let a lot of opportunities pass me because I was so stressed and like hung up on if I did something wrong or if like this due date was like too pressing. So I think that like just cut myself some slack and not to be so hard on myself would probably be my advice to my younger self, and still is my advice to my current self now.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received from someone else?
I don't know if this is the best piece of advice that I've ever received, but it's definitely a really good one. I learned this really recently, and the piece of advice is it's better to understand than to be understood. I have a tendency to like take things personally sometimes. The whole premise of this is basically you don't know what somebody else is going through, and it's more important for you to attempt to understand what somebody else is feeling or what might trigger somebody else to say something to you, rather than for you to expect somebody else to understand what you're going through or your opinion. So giving other people the benefit of the doubt and realizing that you don't know what's going on in their life right now. So if they are saying something negative to you or they said something that really makes you angry, like you can kind of just step back and be like, I don't know what's going on in their life, so I'm not gonna judge them or take it personally.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have one brother and it's actually his birthday today. He's almost 2 years younger than me. His name is JC, and we don't go to the same school. He doesn't play volleyball, so yeah, and he has red hair, so, and blue eyes, so we don't really look alike, but he's my brother, I promise.
Who's your idol?
In terms of like my volleyball idol, it would, this is kind of generic, but like Micah Christensen. He's the setter for the men's national team for the States, and just his intensity is just beyond me. Like, it's so wild, and how smart he is. He's also ambidextrous, which is so sick, but like I'm obviously not, so that's not a gift I was given. Another idol I would say honestly is Victoria Garrick. If you don't know who Victoria Garrick is, she played for USC for 4 years as a libero, and she now has a YouTube channel and a podcast, and basically her whole thing is talking about mental health and athletes. I look up to her a lot, and I think I have so much to learn from her. So yeah, I think that's who I would say are my idols.
Okay, so as I was editing and watching this video back, I actually realized that Victoria Garrick just released The Hidden Opponent. It's a foundation that supports student-athlete mental health. If you guys want to learn some more information on that topic, then definitely go check that out. I'll put the information you need to know down below.
Would you ever get a tattoo, and what would it be?
Yes, I would get a tattoo. Of what? I'm not sure. Like, I don't think I would get one that didn't have a meaning, but yes, I would get a tattoo.
What are your post-secondary goals?
I definitely want to play volleyball post-secondary. My academics are also very important to me. Ideally, I want to go and pursue a business degree with a minor in some sort of science, so like kinesiology or health science, something like that, while playing volleyball at the school as well.
What are good ways to get noticed for recruitment?
You need to put yourself out there. Like, if you want to go to school, you need to be proactive and email the coaches, find out information about that school, be on top of the coaches, be like, I'm really interested in going here, like, can we organize a visit, like that kind of stuff, and then putting together highlight videos and that kind of stuff to kind of get the ball rolling. It's not that the scouts come to you, like, you need to put yourself out there and say, hey, I'm here, I'm a good player, I'm interested in your school, so that they know who you are, and that if they are interested in you, they can reach back out because you've given them all your information. Being on provincial teams, being on national teams, winning awards, those are all accolades that will look impressive on your volleyball resume. So those things, yes, you need to work hard for them. Are they necessary to get into a school? No. But those are definitely something that might make you stand out more. But I'm not saying that you can't get into a university you want just because you haven't played for Team Ontario or the national team. That's not what I'm saying at all, but it definitely doesn't hurt.
Lots of people say volleyball is a lazy sport. Thoughts?
Okay, well, clearly they're uneducated. A lot of people, when they think of volleyball, is like, oh, the point lasts probably 15 seconds. You're standing in a spot, not doing much. Clearly, the people who think that are not playing at a high level, because if any of you play volleyball at a high level, you can attest and agree with me when I say volleyball is really freaking hard. Literally, gravity is working against you. The goal of the game is to keep the ball off the floor. You are throwing your body, you're sacrificing your body every single time you dive. The amount of bruises on my hips that I've gotten over the years is actually ridiculous. I suffered a severe injury from volleyball. I didn't just break my back from sitting around. No. I put in hard work, and that's how I got my injury. So, also, I don't think people realize how mental the game of volleyball is. I know, especially as a setter, like, the whole goal of the game for me is to beat the middle blocker. Is to figure out what they're doing on the other side and be able to outsmart the middle blocker. And one of my favorite things in a volleyball match is when I set the ball one way, break a middle's ankles, and then I just hear them go, oh shit. That's like my favorite feeling in the world, because I know that in that moment I beat them, but that's 1 point of the entire game. So the rest of the game is me trying to do that. So it's really mentally and physically draining. So for people who say volleyball is a lazy sport, you need to get educated. Next.
What is your routine after practice?
I have practices with my club team from 8 till 10, so it's usually pretty late, but after practice, I always make sure I foam roll, stretch, take my time with that. That's really important. Recovery is really important. I make sure that I eat something with protein within 30 minutes of when I end physical activity. That's like kind of your window to rebuild your muscles. That's when you really should be eating. So I definitely have a snack, even though a lot of people say it's not good to eat before you go to bed. Well, if you're an athlete and you have late practice, like, you need to eat. Like, that's important to rebuild your muscles. Sometimes I do a reflection, not always. It depends on the mood.
How do you balance things on your plate between school, volleyball, and a social life?
That's a great question. If anybody has the answer to that question, please let me know. The answer I can give you is that, to be honest, all throughout high school, I have really struggled with that. I'm somebody who's, like, really determined that sorry, the wind, like a gust of wind just blew. I'm somebody who's, like, really determined at school and at volleyball, and sometimes it, like, literally consumes my life. But I think this year, even since I've gotten back from my trip, I've done a better job making sure that I'm incorporating my friends more into my life and I'm not pushing them away as much. Sorry, it's really windy. I think that it also goes with, like, I can't be so hard on myself, and that if I am tired and I can't do any more work and all I want to do is hang out with my friends, like, I'm gonna allow myself to do that. I'm not gonna say, no, you need to sit in your room by yourself and do homework for 5 more hours. That was me last year. If you asked me, I was literally a hermit and I wouldn't see anybody unless I was at school. But now I think I'm just now finding out really like how to balance that. So trust me, it's not an easy task, and if you're struggling with it, you are not alone, because I am struggling with it and I'm an 18U, so don't even worry, you're good.
How long have you been playing volleyball, and who inspired you to play?
So I answered this in one of my previous videos. If you guys haven't watched my very first video where I talked about my volleyball journey, I will link that down below too. You should go check that out. But basically I started playing volleyball when I was 10, and then that same year that I started, I tried out for my rep team. The person who inspired me to do that was my dad. He was the one who suggested that I should actually stick with volleyball.
What advice would you give to younger volleyball players?
As cheesy as it sounds, believe in yourself. That is the first piece of advice I would give you. I know that for me, I've needed to look to a lot of people to give me validation about my skill level and that I'm improving and everything, and I feel like if I believed in myself more and believed that I did have that ability within me, that I would be able to have much more confidence at a younger age, really trust the process of learning and improving and just having a growth mindset. And another thing I would say is also, don't be closed-minded about positions. I know that a lot of younger athletes, when you're playing triple ball, you kind of have in your mind what position you want to play once you reach 14U, I think it is, when you get positions. But I would say just like keep an open mind. Your body's still growing, so it doesn't mean that the height you are at 14U is going to be the height you are for the rest of your life. That's why they don't have liberos until 16U. Keep an open mind about playing positions, keep an open mind about developing different skills, and because you never know where you'll end up. And the national team actually likes players who can play multiple positions, and you can still continue once you do get positions to work on other skills that maybe aren't directly correlated to your position.
Where are you going to school next year?
Right now, I'm not sure. All I know is that it's definitely in Canada. I am applying to Canadian universities, and I'm going to play post-secondary volleyball at a Canadian institution, but as of right now, I'm not too sure where I'll be going. I haven't committed anywhere. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I answered some of your questions. After watching this video, if you guys have any more questions for me, you guys can always feel free to reach out to me via Instagram. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. If you want to start a conversation or you have something more personal that you wanted to ask me, you just shoot me a DM and I will do my best to respond to you. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to Olivia for asking me the questions. I really appreciate her as a friend, and I'm so happy that she could help me out today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye for now.